Hello, and welcome to episode 2 of our new series here. This is a new series here from the Dad Energy SMP. After episode 1, we had the villager breeder back here that you can see behind me, as well as our carrot farm down there, down by the water. Um, and as I said in last episode, what we're going to try to do today is we have a little plot of area over here. I think this is where I'm going to set up my first build. I mentioned in the last episode we're going for a little bit of a sci-fi kind of custom biome and sci-fi buildings. So I'm going to set up it's going to be probably my starter base. It's going to be my first build, kind of give you an idea of the build palette that we're going to go for, and give me a place to put all this stuff that I have just sitting over here out in the open. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with that, and then show you what we got once we got it built. And there we have it. So we have our starter base build here. This is going to be just kind of, an example of the build palette that we're going to go for. I do have a little bit of the kind of terrain that we're going to go for as well. So we're going to do, this mud or packed mud it is, and the packed mud bricks. And then mostly, go with white with some black and green accents. That's going to be kind of the main build palette for the area. So this is the starter house. I added a little bit of details around it, kind of just some extra stuff to give it some character. I have my little retina scanner here to get in, scan my face and walk through the door, and then another one for the way out, just a simple redstone signal that opens the piston door here. Did a little bit of decorating on the inside. Got the floor I'm not too sure about. I couldn't really come up with anything else that was kind of futuristic other than the white. So we stuck with the quartz and, white concrete. Did a little bit of decoration. Got a seating area. Yes, I'm using the auto crafters for some decoration here, but they do look like some nice cabinets. So we got crafting table and our stone cutter up here. Some chests. I got my barrel with my spare or my armor and stuff in there when I don't need it. Our bed and everything. Pretty simple build. I'm gonna work on the lighting. Right now I just have torches around. I think later on, the end isn't open yet on this server, but once the end opens up, I think I might go for maybe some end rods around the top. I'm not really sure. So any ideas you have, great to hear. And then we got this little trapdoor back here because, of course, we don't have a ton of space in here. So if we go down here, this is where I've got my storage so far. Not quite finished up. I need a lot more quartz, and we're going to need a ton of quartz kind of through the whole area that we're going to do here. If this is going to be one of our main building blocks. So one of the big things we're going to need, quartz. Another thing we're going to need a lot of is going to be the mud and the wheat. So this was really all I could manage for now. I just went under the river here and made some mud and took the wheat field here and made packed mud out of that. So just to give us an example there, but we're going to need lots of wheat and we're going to need lots of quartz. And the other thing we're going to need a good bit of is for the green, we're going to need cactus. You can see over here in the distance, I have a little bit of cactus set up, but that's not going to supply enough, I don't think. So two of the first farms, I think, that we're going to work on setting up, going to be, I guess, 3 technically. We got cactus and wheat, so 2 somewhat simple farms there. The wheat farm's kind of annoying with the villagers, but it's not too hard to set up. And then quartz, we're probably going to need to go for a gold farm with a bartering setup. right now, I think the biggest need is going to be the quartz, because the build that I have in mind for both the cactus farm and the wheat farm, they're probably going to go over in this area somewhere. I'm going to probably cut down a lot of this land, flatten it out a little bit, not flat, but, we're going to need to, cut some of these big hills down and stuff. And I want to put, I think, a couple of big towers kind of as a central area to what it's going to be our main kind of center of the city-ish thing that we're going for. So I'm going to be kind of on the outskirts there, and then I think we're going to have it kind of wrap around into here, and this will head in between what I'm hoping is going to be two big towers on either side here. One will have the cactus farm in it, and one will have the wheat farm in it. And that'll kind of lead us into, we'll probably tear down a good chunk of this mountain, and then we'll have some other builds back this way. So I think the first one we're going to need is the quartz, which means, of course, a gold farm and a bartering setup. So that's going to take quite a bit of work, but I think that's what I'm going to start working on next. So I just logged back on the server, and I think somebody pranked us. Do you hear the sound? We got a fish slapping somewhere in the walls or the floor, somewhere around here. So we gotta go find that. Try to see if we can turn that off, because that's gonna get annoying real quick. Sounds like it's a little louder up here, so I'm wondering if it's out back. Door's a little slow. Let's run around back here, see. Sounds like it's probably right around here somewhere. Was it Mike? Yep, Dark Microtron. I had a feeling it was him. So as you can see, we do have some of the data packs and things that you've probably seen on Hermitcraft if you watch that. So we have the mob heads, which I need to get rid of this. And I think I forgot to mention in the first episode as well that we have the data pack that gives the tough blocks, the new blocks that are coming in the next update. So we have the copper trapdoors here, copper blocks, variants. And then we also have, you probably saw it in the storage room already down here when I showed you earlier, we have the tough variants. So we have tough bricks and polished tough and things like that. And we also have, of course, the auto crafter, which I showed at the beginning with the build. So we have some of those new blocks that we can play around with. Definitely going to be using this one for the gold farm, which is what I've been working on getting ready. I've started gathering some resources. I got a good bit of the magma blocks that we're going to need. I just took them and put them on the nether roof. So I kind of picked out a spot up there. And I've just been working out a design. I think we're going to go with something that's just an AFK. They drop and die from fall damage, as opposed to going for something that's, player kill, or even, the really common one that people use, the donut one, where the zombie pigmen aggro you and come and die in the minecarts. The reason I'm probably not going to do that one is the server's already had a little bit of lag issues, and I don't want to put 96 minecarts or whatever it is in a gold farm. So I think we're just going to go with a, turtle egg style one. Luckily, since I'm on a server, earlier I was thinking I was going to have to go get some turtle eggs and try to find where I can get some turtles. But I think actually the same person who pranked us, Dark Microtron, he offered to get some turtle eggs. So I think he might already have some ready, so we can go take a look and see. I think he said he had about 9, so that gives us about 9 platforms worth with the design I'm going with. I still need to work out the storage and, the auto crafting, and then getting it into a bartering setup, because I think I want to just have it all hooked up in one, where we can have it auto craft and then sent straight into the piglins. We might have like a switch where we can turn it on and off of the bartering so that we can use it for just gold, or if we want the bartering trades, we can turn on the bartering and have it go to the pigmen. So Gonna keep working on that. Just wanted to bring you in to show you. Uh, right away when I first logged in, I started hearing the fish slapping, and I was pretty confident it was Dark Microtron. He's the one that's actually on the other side of the hill there. I think in the first episode, I showed you some of the builds that were going on in what was going to be the community farming area. He's been doing a good bit of that. He's got a little base over there on the other side of the hill. So he may be joining us to build some of the gold farm. I'm not sure. I haven't confirmed that with him yet, but never bad to have some help. So anyway, I'm going to get back to getting all the resources ready, finishing up getting the design figured out for the gold farm, and probably bring you back when we're getting that built up. Okay, so after a good bit of time gathering resources, I spent probably a majority of this past weekend gathering stuff up for this gold farm and bartering setup that we're gonna do. We've got tons of magma blocks. We've got some glass and just some building blocks, and then of course all the redstone components. Luckily, since we are on a server here, we did have some help. The turtle eggs, Dark Microtron, helped us get those. He's one of the people that I think we've seen him in the video a couple times. He used them to prank us, I think, earlier. Yeah, he did leave a sign, I'm pretty sure. So, but then he did help us get these turtle eggs for the gold farm, so that's super helpful. We do have one of the other people that's in our little kind of group base area. It looks like they set up a pork chop farm for the nether piggies, whatever they're called, hoglins. So we wanted to move it a little bit further away, so I just moved it down here. I think this is where we're going to look at getting started on building this gold farm and bartering setup. This is something I kind of threw together myself in a creative world, so I knew what I was getting into. It's not anything that I'm following a tutorial for, but I know, I'm not necessarily coming up with these concepts or anything. They're things that I'm sure you've seen in other gold farms, bartering setups and things like that, but I didn't follow a tutorial with it. I just kind of used the knowledge that I had to throw something together. It's probably not the most, I know it's not the most efficient gold farm, but it's probably not the most efficient redstone either, so feel free to let me know in the comments if there's stuff that I can change with it. Once we get it all set up, I'll kind of give you a walkthrough of what everything does, and you can let me know if there's certain things that I should change, or things that are just completely messed up but seem to work for whatever reason. So I guess it's time to just get started with building this thing. Okay, so as you can see, we got the big, bit of the gold farm started up there. We got all the magma box placed. We've got the turtle eggs in the middle there with the trapdoors around the inside. We got the glass on top to prevent from ghast spawns. But the next step we got to do here, down here at the bottom, this is going to be the bartering setup where the gold gets crafted and dropped down. It gets crafted from the nuggets into the ingots and dropped down for these. What we're going to have in here is, I think, 4 pigmen, or piglins. I think 4 of them is what we're going to go for now. It's not going to be kind of a even amount. Like, we're not going to use all the gold that we get for the piglin trading. So we are going to have hopefully a backup of gold. So we'll have kind of excess gold that we can use for other things as well. But now what we need to do is we need to get the piglins into here. So I've set up a little spot right over there. I need to probably make that a bit bigger, where we can hopefully get some spawns. That is a Crimson Forest, so we'll probably have to deal with some Hoglins as well, but I'm hoping that gives us a better chance of getting some pigman spawns, and then we're going to run them up here. I have some name tags on me. We'll try to name tag them and drop them in the hole, and then we can continue building up the rest of the kind of redstone and the collection system and everything like that for the gold farm. Well, hello.
Get over here.
Oh, this guy's got a crossbow. He's not going to be a good one.
Can he just be pacified, like run out of arrows?
Yeah, but it takes like 15 minutes of him shooting.
Oh. Well, he's not doing any damage to me, actually, so...
Can you get him up? As long as, I mean, once he's in there, he'll be fine. As long as he doesn't shoot the other pigmen while he's getting in there. Oh, you gotta, yeah, you might be able to, here, if we come over here, and you might be able to pull him into the hole with your fishing rod. Sometimes they just don't follow very well up the... If you can just get him onto that block there. And then, oh wait, I need to name tag him if we're gonna actually get him in there though.
Oh.
Are you gonna be able to get him up there? Oh,
he's up here.
He's so close. Can you pull him closer? Oh, just a little bit closer.
I'm waiting until you break the block.
Go. Yes. Yes. Oh, right. Perfect. Thank you. You look like a porcupine.
Oh, I do. We have 5. Wow. Is that all you needed?
Yeah, I just have 4 of them in there for now. They don't use all the gold that's going to come from the gold farm, but they use a decent amount of it, so. And that way we have extra gold too, so.
Hopefully you just don't aggro them.
No, all I'm going to do is I need to put the dropper. Ah, I fell. I need to put a dropper up under that dirt block, and then that'll be their final resting place. There we go.
Nice.
And so here we have it. We've gotten the gold farm fully finished up. We got the Piglin Bartering section down here. We got the gold collection up here. Get our AFK spot way up there. I probably could move that back out a little bit. It's a little bit close to the farm, but I also didn't have enough scaffolding to get up all the way up in the sky, so I could take it a little bit higher as well, but seems to be working okay for now, at least. I did probably only about 10-15 minutes of AFKing at the farm just to make sure it was working right. So all the gold should be funneling down through here. There's probably not any in here right now because the bartering setup is actually turned on. So the gold comes down through here. As you can see, the piglin, or zombie piglins fall down from the platform that we built up there, straight down here onto this hopper array there. And then all the drops from that get pushed along this ice where they get sorted out. We have 3 for the gold nuggets and 2 for the rotten flesh. And it looks like we've already got a ton of rotten flesh in here. I'm not really going to probably extend that storage because we don't need to store a whole lot of rotten flesh. Probably could have just burnt it all, but I figured I'd store a little bit at least. But all the gold nuggets go into these 3 chests here, and they get pushed down into these crafters. Once they get 9 in there, they craft up. So we got actually another crafter here with 8 slots filled in. So that's subtracting here. So as soon as this gets to 9, it crafts up a gold ingot. And those go straight down here into the bartering setup, where I have a little bit of redstone here that is giving two pulses through these observers, and we have one dropper on top of the piglins and one dropper next to the piglins, so each of those is getting 2 pulses, so it's sending out 4 gold each time. So we got 4 piglins in there getting those 4 pieces of gold, and they trade that gold. So the clock here is going about every 6 seconds, probably a little over 6 seconds. So it gives the piglins time to trade the items, throw them on the ground, and then right after that it drops out more gold for them. So then this piston pushes the stuff across, slides it across the ice here, and this is where we're collecting all the drops. And you know, like I said, I haven't been AFK in it for too long, so almost 2 stacks of nether quartz there. I got 2 chests for the quartz. We got some for blackstone, gravel, all the good stuff here, obsidian, and then overflow down here at the end. Looks like it's going to fill up pretty quick on the iron nuggets. We can always extend this if we want to collect these other things like spectral arrows and iron nuggets. We'll get some, you know, soul speed books from this, and fire resistant potions, which, you know, kind of nice to have. But yeah, setup is working. I'll probably do quite a bit of AFKing at this farm to get that quartz for all our builds that we're doing, but I think at least for now, that's going to do it for us. We've got our gold farm finally set up, so we can start getting all the quartz we need, hopefully, for the builds that we're going to be doing in the base area. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. Have a great day, great night, great evening, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.